Here come the Detroit Lions for the third game of the season, and we need a winning formula courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery. Gabe Henderson, Vikings Entertainment Network, Vikings.com, Pete Bercich, analyst for the Vikings Radio Network, and I'm Paul Allen. We begin with the analyst because we need a winning formula to slow wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, who amassed 184 yards from scrimmage in Detroit's victory over Washington. He also had himself a nice run. What's the winning formula?
Cover him. And I don't mean that flippantly. It's because you talk about the 100 and some odd yards that he had, 50 of them were on a jet sweep.
Whoa.
That no one in Washington even paid him attention. He just turned the corner and just kept going. And the second one was a man-to-man play, pick route. Two guys cover the over-the-top guy. No one covers the pick, who is Amon-Ra St. Brown, wanders in the middle of the field, and credit to Jared Goff who found him, but there wasn't a defender within 15 yards of him. That's a 50-yard play. So, you know, he's a good receiver. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but those numbers in the Detroit offense, they've had a lot of things go their way, right? One of the 4 touchdown passes by Jared Goff was a quick pass to DeAndre Swift, who fell down. 3rd and 15, fell down, got up, and then beat 6 Washington defenders to the end zone. So there's just been, you watch that film, and just like the Vikings against Philadelphia, you got to make the routine plays routine. Catch the ball when it's thrown to you. Take care of all those little things, and this will be a very, very competitive game.
This Amon-Ra St. Brown hype is warranted, right? Last year, his coming out game was the game winner against us, the first win of the season for the Detroit Lions. Then he finishes his last 4 games with 90-plus receiving yards, 6 touchdowns in his last 4 games, and now he's on another tear. But going back to Pete's point, if you keep him in front of you, don't let him get many yards after the catch. This guy is stoppable. So this is going to be a game plan for the Vikings where you don't lose sleep, but you want to make sure you account for number 14 wherever he is on the field.
Now, these Lions are 1-1. They lose a high-scoring contest at Ford Field against the Eagles, come back the next game against Washington, and win another or they win a high-scoring contest, and they come to U.S. Bank Stadium with a defense that's giving up 32.5 points per game. So, Gabe, what's the winning formula for getting some or all of that 32.5 points per game?
Get Dalvin Cook involved early, both in the run and the pass game.
Amen.
When a top 3 running back in the NFL only has 6 rushes in a game, that's a cause for concern. So Dalvin Cook, get him involved early, let him get some touches, let him get comfortable. Dalvin Cook is a running back that has to warm up a little bit. He can blast you for 50-plus yards at any given moment. But if you look back at the previous games when he's had 20-plus carries, the Vikings are 6-0 in the last 6 games. So get him the ball early, let Dalvin cook, and let's just have some fun. That'll open up everything else.
And that'll hopefully prevent the 3 and outs too if you have a efficient running game. But I would say study your pass protections because this defense is very, very aggressive. Against Philadelphia, they blitzed 40% of the time.
Jeez.
They're going to pin their ears back. They're going to come after you. I think our matchups with our skill against their linebackers, from a speed standpoint, I like that matchup. There's some matchups all across the board, I think, that are in the Vikings' favor. We just have to go out there, take care of business, and exploit those things.
And this rookie defensive lineman from Michigan, Aiden Hutchinson, no joke. 3 sacks versus Washington, motor always going. But of course, the Vikings will know that into this Sunday game at noon. Let's get to the bold predictions. Gabe, you first. Bold prediction, Vikings, Lions, what do you got?
Well, Pete just talked about this Detroit Lions defense being very aggressive. That opens up a lot of opportunities for short game. Adam Thielen, 100-plus receiving yards this week because he's going to be open underneath. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for him to make some plays because they're going to be keyed in on Justin Jefferson. And like I said before, when Dalvin Cook goes off, now that leaves other voids open in the offense. So Adam Thielen, maybe he gets his 50th career touchdown reception also this week, but I think he at least gets 100-plus receiving yards on Sunday.
Peter?
Dalvin Tomlinson gets a sack.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I think he had 2.5 last year.
I think that this is going to be the interior offensive line of Detroit. Frank Ragnow his health is questionable whether or not he's going to play. But I think that our front 5, we can absolutely take advantage of that interior offensive line. And don't be surprised if Harrison gets one himself as well.
And I love that about Dalvin Tomlinson, who, by the way, is playing lights out this year. His first year with the Vikings, a little up and down, but he almost had an interception in the Eagles game. So let's go DT. My bold prediction, Minnesota Vikings tight end Johnny Munt catches the first touchdown of his National Football League career. A game after he had a 17-yard reception, which is a career long, against a team that just gave up a tight end touchdown to Washington and Logan Thomas. Johnny Munt. Not only do I have all of his albums, I'm going to be there just like you when he scores his first National Football League touchdown. For Gabe Henderson and Pete Bercich, I'm Paul Allen. That's your winning formula, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.